Welcome to The Price of Freedom, a Star Wars fan film, Meet the Team series, the VFX guys. Now, we talked to them for about 3.5 hours last week, and it just flew by. But we're not going to subject you to a 3.5 hour video, so we've broken it up into smaller chunks as we get to know them, what makes them tick. Right now, I'm going to introduce you to Nick, Connor, and Adam, the core of our VFX team, and find out more about them. In later episodes we're going to release in the coming days and weeks, we're going to get to know more about their love of Star Wars, what they're working on the film. We're going to meet Steve Bowden, our team lead, who's an industry professional, has come on mostly because he loves Star Wars and wants to be a part of the universe just as much as we do. But also he's going to help mentor the guys and help them be the best that they can be. And this project is all about pushing people and helping people and making us the best in our respective fields. So thank you, Steve, for coming on board. And then we're going to play some games. We're going to play Spot the VFX. How well will you do? And just general chat about the life of the universe and everything. As always, like and subscribe. This film is by the fans for the fans. And the more you like, comment, subscribe, share, all the stuff which everyone says, the algorithm works. And so the more fans know about this, the better it can be, because the more help we can get and the more community driven it becomes. So thank you. tpof.site is our website. Go there, join our mailing list, have a look at the cast and crew, have a chat with them, get to know more about the project, and this will grow as we go on. Our Kickstarter is launching very soon, where you can get lots of fabulous rewards associated with the film, maybe even name a mercenary, maybe even be in the film. But do check that out. Every penny helps. Every support means the world to us. And of course, as always, with theorysabers.com, use the promo code TPOF to get 10% off your saber. And we're using Theory Sabers in our film. They're fantastic collectibles or simply toys. They're amazing bits of kit. Go check them out. But right now, Nick, Connor, and Adam are waiting to meet you. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Enjoy. All right, guys, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
We've got Connor, Nick, and Adam, who are graduates of the University of Chichester. Cool. Why don't you tell everyone about yourselves? Just give you 30 seconds on the floor. This is the worst job interview you've ever had in your life. Who are you?
Hello, I'm Connor. I'm a 3D keyframe animator, and I also work in pre-production, including concept art and storyboards. I guess I'll be responsible for bringing this creature of ours to life.
Cool.
Hi, my name is Nick. I'm a compositor made as a speciality, but I'm sort of managing this little team here, doing generalist stuff, I guess.
Cool.
Not animating. That's their job.
Yeah, so as Nick mentioned, I'm Adam, and I do animation as well as Connor, and I'm more pre-production concept art as well, but with a lot more lean towards creatures instead of like general stuff. So
there were lots of words in there that I didn't understand, and we're going to learn what they mean as we go on. So you all three went to university in the same year? You graduated in the same year?
Yeah.
Can I ask why VFX? Why did you get into the industry or the software, or what was it that drew you? Let's start the other end this time.
So for me personally, it was the first time I watched How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. The animated.
Yeah, in 2010. It blew my mind, and from that day I was just obsessed with the idea of bringing creatures into, our world, if you know what I mean. So it's just always fascinated me, the fact that like we could do all this stuff that brings it bridges imagination and film together. And from that point I was like, yeah, I want to design creatures, I want to animate creatures, and it kind of just snowballed from there, and I just kept learning, doing all this stuff, and eventually, go to uni for animation.
Nice.
Specialise in creatures.
That's brilliant. Nick?
I always knew I kind of wanted to do something in film. I probably would have ended up being behind a camera. I came to this uni to look at like the camera kit and doing sort of like editing for film. And then I was like told to go upstairs and talk to the animation people and see if that's like something I'd be interested in. And I was just like, do you know what? Yeah, I'll do that, sure. I was expecting to drop out and like drop to a different course after like 2 weeks, but I stuck it out, and now I love doing VFX. I love compositing, which...
I love it when that happens in life. Like
yeah.
The road, life takes you down a certain road, and it's like turned out to be the right one when it's not.
Yeah.
Oh no, well, glad I brought you to us.
Yeah.
A similar story to that, where the first time I got properly interested in animation was when I went to college for the open day in Chichester College. And I was just blown away by their animation course. I originally went there because I wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
So I went into the architecture course, immediately decided that's not a world I could do. Mm-hmm. And I remember calling up my mum saying, after I told her I wanted to do architecture, saying, I'm going to be an animator instead.
Okay.
So that was an interesting conversation, but she's completely spoiled with it.
Could one argue that architecture is about building stuff, and you guys are building stuff? Is there a parallel or a nice transition from one to the other?
I think the overlap was there in definitely 3D software. I mean, Maya's a lot like a CAD software anyway, so that overlap, it's just a lot more fun to animate than to build buildings, I think, for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Well, I remember personally, like, I'm a little bit older, and we did computer programming at home and on my Commodore 64 and Ataris and Amigas. They're probably nothing to you. But having that passion from a young age and then being able to pursue it to the nth degree, like, benefits us, so thank you very much. But I love that you guys managed to push and find a niche that you love. That's really, really cool. So can I ask, just get to know you, how did you meet? Whose drunken house party was it? What's the story? How you guys came together?
Well, we met like on the course because we're all the same year, all in the same room. We sort of started talking to each other in the second year when we were working on a green screen project together. So I think me and a couple of my friends who I lived with, we were like, let's look around the class and think, who do we want to work with, who we don't really know, and bring them along and like ask if they can like join us for this green screen shoot. So I asked these two, and then after that we just sort of like, we got along. Yeah.
But was that an active that you just thought in the course, who don't I know that I haven't met yet, in a way of networking within your...
And also we just happened to sit near each other, we just didn't really like talk to each other. We were a little too awkward at like the early stages of uni.
I think that really touches me, because part of this whole project is about bringing people who perhaps need a chance or need a shoulder, a leg up in the industry, or a chance to shine even if they're established. And you just captured that ethos. You did that 4 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
A lot of our projects were very intertwined, so there's a lot of collaboration on our course. So most of the people's final projects, like we did some motion capture acting work in this room for a lot of people's final projects. We collaborated with the gents behind the cameras here in our second year quite a bit in our final project. So yeah, there's a lot of collaboration with people on the course.
So collaboration, that means that on final projects and as you're working on, is there somewhere like we'll do your project and you'll help, or your project and you'll help, or is it always I'm doing my thing, the end, or is it insular, or is it all team based?
Yeah, when it came to like the final project, it was all everyone has to just stick to themselves and get on with their project, and then we can just ask advice from each other and just sort of help each other out.
But this is to make sure that you know every stage of the process rather than I'll just animate it.
For the marking, to be honest, it's like so that whoever's marking it knows you've done that, not someone else, and it's easier for them to mark.
Okay.
But in the second year we did the group project, the big group project, and yeah, it would have been nice to have done a group project for the final year. But
and did you find yourself gravitating to you've brought this team together? It was Nick we met first, so Nick was on his own, and we said, well, we need help, and Nick was like, I know the guys. Was it always the case? You've always been sort of that sort of leader, bringer of people together type chap?
Somehow, yes. I don't know how it's worked out, but it was I was sort of slightly managing the group project.
Was that when you were this big at school? Were you the same way at school?
No, I was quiet and shy, and I didn't talk to anyone.
All right, then uni.
Then uni happened, yeah. And I was still quiet and shy until the second year.
All right.
And then you talk to us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, life's about what you get out of life is very often connected with what you put into it, and so by reaching out and grabbing, you get results, and you do. You've got the team. So thank you for assembling the team. I appreciate it. Well, I mean, I'm glad that uni was so productive and fortuitous for you. But I mean, what's next? What's after perhaps this project? Like, what were you thinking when you graduated?
Yeah.
Well, actually, start of our third year, we were discussing as we were sort of thinking about what the next step to go into the industry was. And as you guys know, the film industry is very competitive. So we came up with this idea that us three, if no work had come towards us within a year of graduating, we were going to work on this short animated film. We've been sort of thinking about it over the past few months, building different ideas and stuff. So we've got that on the back burner.
But so there's a script of sorts written, or a story outline?
Designs and storyboards have sort of been started, yeah.
Yeah.
But no script, because it's going to be primarily visual storytelling instead of dialogue stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea that we'd be creating our own work.
Yeah.
There was an interesting quote I heard in your other interview: if you're not working, you study. and if you're not studying, you're creating. And if we haven't got any work going on,
Yeah,
it'd be great.
We're not
It'd be
studying
great
anymore,
to
so time to create.
start creating that short film.
Well done for doing it. I can't wait to see it. Obviously, our film first.
Yeah.
So you finished the course, and because this industry moves so quickly and technology moves so quickly, if you did the course again tomorrow, I'm not suggesting you do you think it would be a different course, or it would be largely the same?
We joke that they've upgraded all their technology is the moment we left.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they got new graphics cards and stuff. So I think a lot of stuff we were doing would be similar.
But the principles would be the same, you think?
Of course, but I think the ways in which we're doing it, our renders will be way faster, so we'll be able to get a lot more rendered versions out quicker.
Yeah.
Well, you found your niche and whatnot. That's good for us. If you didn't do this, what would you be doing? Or another question is, when you were this year old, what did you want to be when you grew up?
There were so many things as you're growing up, you change,
Yeah.
your interests change, and it's like, oh, I'm going to be that, I'm going to be that, I'm going to be that, until you,
Yeah.
you stick to something.
I think I definitely wanted to be like a YouTuber or like a personality online, but it just never had the passion
Not yet.
after a while. I grew up more and I was just like, nah, that's not for me. But then I thought, okay, if I'm not doing that, I'd go into editing for videos like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that also was not for me, so I ended up here.
But well done for trying. Like
Yeah.
you dipping your toe, and then you learn what you don't like at least. That's,
Yeah.
and
So I've always been pretty art focused. I started drawing in reception, and I've always been sort of arty, doing all this sort of creative stuff.
but
So-
not digitally, like
no,
like,
just all traditional stuff until I went to college and I started doing digital. I always have favoured traditional. I always have a sketchbook on me. Anything I think of, I'm just like, oh, sketch that down. But before I sort of learned about animation properly, so like this was between sort of like when I saw How to Train Your Dragon, that inspired me, but like I didn't want to do animation really. I wanted to do character sculpting. So like I'd take the concept artist's sketches and reference sheets, sculpt it out of clay, scan it into the computer, and then the digital team would rig it and animate it. I just wanted to be that bridge of turning the character from 2D to 3D.
oh, you were destined for this job, weren't you? That was-
Because I remember like another sort of branch of that where when the 3DS came out, the Nintendo 3DS, it had a stop motion app. And that was my earliest memory of doing anything animation related was just taking my little toothless plushie and animating it going along the kitchen counter.
Do you still have that footage?
I don't think I do.
Oh,
Can we recreate it?
I've lost so
I
many.
could recreate. I still have the toy up in the loft somewhere, so I can recreate it.
So many Lego stop motions have been lost to time.
Literally.
Yeah.
you done Lego as well?
Yeah, I did Lego Star Wars as well. So
If you have any of these clips buried in an archive somewhere or a disk drive or anything like, please share it with us, and
I
we'll
will
try and share it.
definitely try and dig that.
We have our college disses. We could probably show our college disses. That'd be maybe an interesting thing to.
My disc was just sort of like a pitch for that show I want to do, and then the sort of thing that was meant to be my dissertation was like a wildlife mistreatment video, but it's quite gory.
Oh,
But you have that set?
I do
Or-
have it, but do we want to show it? It involves me
Maybe
cutting
that'd
up
be a
dead
different
fish
video,
and- yeah.
with viewer discretion and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons I want to meet the team involved is that I am partly doing this to learn about the aspects of filmmaking. I'm just an actor, but I see the people running around the set, the sound people doing things that are magic, the lighting guy in the corner. They all help make the magic come to life. So I want to learn how you're going to contribute. And being that it's a Star Wars fan film, it's a bit more important for us. That's cool. Well, that was Nick, Connor, and Adam. I really appreciate you staying to the end. I hope you enjoy getting to know them as much as I did. More on them in the coming days and weeks as we release more videos. Thank you very much. Check out these other videos, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.